You see, talking about Morara, Morara is a good friend of mine. I know him. Two, Morara is a young man. I want to say he's doing a good thing because all of us are patriots. We love our country, Kenya, and we should ensure that when you have time to fight for Kenya and make it better, you do it.
Hello viewers, this is Div Media, the grassroots of politics, and here today is one-on-one interview with Lisa Wanyande. Thank you. Next on my left side, actually have amazing guest and a very, when I say amazing, this is amazing person. He's a young man, he's a millennial, if I'm sure. He will tell us if, but he's a millennial. Welcome, sir. Karibu Div Media.
Thank you so much.
You tell us your name, where you're from, and what do you do? Are you Kenyan? Continue that way.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lisa, for hosting me. Yeah, my name is David Oduor. Yeah, I'm from Embakasi East constituency, Utawala ward. Yeah, currently serving as a public assistant to Honorable Babu Owino in terms of matters of constituency development. Yeah, I'm also in charge of sports, culture and youth affairs in the same office. And in politics, I'm a ODM strong member and vying as the next incoming chairman ODM Utawala ward.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to ask you a question. Thanks so much, David. What is very interesting about the chairmanship? I saw you were campaigning for chairman, you even voted for you. We thought you won as per I look at the votes online. What is very interesting for that position? What do you think are the best candidate for that?
Yeah, thank you so much, Lisa. What is so interesting in becoming the chair for ODM? You see, one, ODM is the biggest party in the country. And as young people, we want to get into leadership and do what is right for the country. So one of the best means and channels to get into leadership is through a party. So that's why we want to ensure that we build our party for political transparency and good governance, so that from there we can also get a chance to get into leadership. And that's why I want to start by demonstrating it from the grassroots level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, very interesting. In Kenya, we don't have, we have only mass political parties. We don't have that one. There are 3 types of political parties. But in Kenya, we don't have that party that welcomes youth. You should have money or maybe funds at least to join a party in Kenya. How did you join? Like, where did you get the funds? Or do you know you have got fathers in the ODM who connected you to the parties? Because it's really rare you find young people being involved in parties.
Yeah, when you say that, first I want to thank Raila Odinga for fighting for multipartyism, so that at least now we have many parties where as a young person you can subscribe to a party of your choice. But getting into a party doesn't need money so that you get into a party. You only get into a party when you like the policies and manifestos of that party. So me as a young man, I think I liked manifesto of ODM, its policies. Yeah, that's why I'm in ODM. And then getting into ODM, sometimes people say you must have godfather, so for you to be a leader. But me, I want to believe it is you as a young man to get there, fight for your space there so that you can also bring a change. It has been said that young people doesn't have an opportunity. But I want to say as young people, we must fight, get into such parties and also have our space for leadership.
You have really touched somewhere. You said in a sentence that we must fight. Does it have to be a fight? Is there an easy way? That's the door. You tell me, listen, there's a door here, come and enter. Opportunities here. But we have to fight. Why do we have to fight?
You see, we are in a country whereby people fight for the limited opportunities. And sometimes there's a say that have been going around that youths are leaders of tomorrow. But if we wait that tomorrow comes, then the same people will not give us that tomorrow. So that's why I'm saying by fighting, it means we must get there and say our tomorrow is today as young people, so that we ensure that our tomorrow works today. So it is upon us getting there and also fighting with old people who have decided not to exit from leadership. That's why I'm encouraging as a young man that let us just get there, find that space, fight for that space, and bring change.
Also, the fight you're meaning is the fight of let's fight to remove the boomers, the old babies.
The old babies who actually they want to be there without having to bring a change.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we have seen commonly the other day, the president of Kenya, Mr. William Samoei Ruto, instead of giving the Gen Z after all the demonstration, he still chose the people you're saying were the old babies now in the seats. He gave them seats and also positions in government spaces. What was your take on that?
Actually, that one was very unfortunate because actually the Gen Zs took a very good initiative, patriotism, to fight for the country. You know, it was not easy because even some of them lost lives, a lot of lives. Why? Because they believed in a good cause to build Kenya as a country. And if I were Ruto, I would have taken that opportunity to ensure that young people are given a chance to serve in government. So that one was unfortunate, and I think as young people we need to continue condemning such act, that we believe young people, as they fought for Kenya, they really love Kenya, and therefore the president ought to have given them a chance to serve in the same government so that the change they're fighting when they're outside can be inculcated in the government.
Wow, that is very good. You say you're a member of ODM party.
Yes.
ODM party, we have seen it being in the as opposition party in the country.
Yes.
And recently we have seen your leader Raila Odinga, who is now going to air for AU chairmanship.
Yes.
Join hands. I don't know if it's the handshake. Can I say it's the handshake? Because this is the handshake in a manner way. They did shake hands initially, but they shake hands in a way they signed to have one people or their people to join the UDA grassroots or UDA government. What is your take on that? After being opposition for many years, since I grew up, I've seen the ODM party being the leading opposition party. That is called the broad-based government. What is your opinion on that?
My opinion as a subscriber to ODM party, as a person who believes in Raila Odinga, there are many things that must have taken place. But my thought on this is this one. One, Raila is now eyeing for AUCU seat. He wants to be the chair for Africa Commission. And the first role for you to be chairperson, you must ensure that there is peace in Africa. That's the first thing. So Raila could not have encouraged Kenya to be in pieces while fighting to create peace in Africa. So the first thing Raila could have done is to ensure that there is peace in Kenya. So Raila ensured that he talked to the president so that peace can prevail, to give him upper chance of fighting for Africa, to make Africa a peaceful continent. That is one. And therefore, that is why, two, Ruto as the president was the person to support Raila for that seat. Government of Kenya was to make a proposal for Raila to be the chairman representing Kenya. So Raila could not have encouraged people to fight, Gen Zs to continue fighting, while he's also fighting to make Africa the best continent. So in his position, he was just to come, talk to Ruto, so that we can have peace. And then two, when you're talking about broad-based government, you see, there was no handshake in that. Ruto as a president has got the right to call anybody to government to help him work. So if Ruto found that it was right to call some experts from ODM to make government better, then that one was okay. Raila could not refuse. That was on personal ground. So Ruto found it right to bring people in government from ODM. They have gone. Raila had no anything to say about it. So what we want to say, if those people would come, help Ruto to make Kenya better, so be it. Because what we want a better Kenya for everyone. We don't want people to continue fighting, because it was even unfortunate after Gen Zs coming out, they were being killed, some were being abducted. That was a wrong thing. So if those people could come, go there, make government better, that is fine. So if it is a broad-based government, it's just that some two parties or three parties agreeing that we can work together for the benefit and interest of the whole country. I think that is what is happening in the broad-based government. But ODM is still the opposition party. ODM is still minority in the parliament. So we've not done any handshake. We've not said that now we are joining government. It's just people coming together for the benefit of the country.
Okay, for the benefit of the country. I wonder yet if you are the viewer, you have seen any benefit from the broad-based government or the handshake that we have seen, as Dave has here said. David, there's a new funding model that has been brought We have long days, long time ago we had help. You used help, right? Even the president used help. Since he entered the seat, he came with that idea of changing the funding model, and he brought a new funding model. What is your view or your thinking that it will bring an impact to counties and economic development across the country? And what will also your view on the new funding model to families that are vulnerable or the rich?
My personal view, and of course the view of the majority that I've talked to, one, funding model is a satanic. The way it is brought is here. It is not a good thing, and in fact, we should not even be discussing it. It's something that ought to have been taken away like yesterday. Because if you look at the help, of course, people had an opportunity to benefit, and some of us have also benefited from help. But now funding model, I don't know how they came up with that formula of bands. That somebody is band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4, band 5. Because sometimes you find that one, somebody is having 2 kids, 2 students at the university. And one is in band 1, one is in band 5, and the same parent doesn't have any source of income. So you find yourself that how did this one get into band 1, where a parent earns at least 50,000 a month, and the one is in another band where parents has no income. So ask yourself, 2, they are coming up with bands. They did not even go to homes, consult parents to know whether they are working, they are not working. So I don't even understand the formula that was used to come with those bands of knowing that either this one is working, this one is earning 100,000, 200,000, this is not earning. So that thing is not right. And according to me, Mr. President should just ensure, there's no need even of forming those committees. That is just waiting public resources. Because I saw the other day, some students were taken from our universities to form that committees on 2 things. 1, to work on the review of the funding model, and 2, on the appeals. Because majority were appealing about that funding model. But according to me, Ruto should just stop wasting public funds. Ruto should just do away with funding model so that we can go to the drawing board and do the right thing.
Today it was said that about 25,000 university students have supported that. It was in the news, lunchtime news. Do you really believe that, or which universities are really taking play to accept the new funding model? And also you have touched on the bands. Which criteria is the government going to use to reach these parents? Because this is a household, this is a family. Which criteria is it going to be used? And how long will this criteria work for these people to benefit in this new funding model?
Yeah, you said the first, having said that 25,000 students, that is a lie. No, the government is lying. Those are government bloggers. There's nothing like that. So that there's nothing totally like that. 2, your guess is as mine. The formula used for bands, we don't know. We've been trying to ask, nobody is able to tell us. So that's why I'm saying as an individual that we don't understand anything to do with funding model. President has gone to town hall meetings and he is trying to explain something that we don't understand totally. So the best thing on funding model, instead of president wasting time, town halls, should just go and do away with funding model so that we can go back to the funding model, the old funding model. We calm down and then now come with something including public participation so that parents, students, they can talk to us, tell us this is what we stand for, we can give our views, and then from there we make something that for the benefit of everyone, including our children to come. Yeah.
Okay, we still know in the funding model. Do you think the university students are going to join the college right now? Do you think they will really get qualified? Because if this funding model is there, the criteria the government will use, they say they have a criteria, they have a way to reach these people. Do you think everybody is going to qualify? And how many students are going to be left outside, or how many youths are going to be left outside without managing to qualify for the new funding model?
You see, as I started saying, this thing is satanic. Even right now, there are many students who cannot go to university. Okay. If you go to our office, our constituency office, day by day, you get more than 100 coming to request for money, for bursaries, just to join the universities. Even right now, most of them, they even don't know whether they will join or not because of this funding model. Yeah, it is very hectic, and most people are not going to get an opportunity to go to university. That's why we are saying if all Kenyans are given that equal right to education, then that funding model, we should not even be discussing it. Yeah, we should not be discussing it. President Ruto should just come, do away with it. We go back to the old funding model so that people should get to what? More students should get to school. And then another thing, about the funding model, my view was this. Why can't we just do away with this bursary thing that governor is doing, giving bursary, MPs giving bursary, MCs giving bursary? It is hectic. They should just channel all those money to the Ministry of Education so that education should be free from primary to university. Yes, education is just universal free education, like how Kibaki used to do it. So those bursaries, because somebody is going to university, according to the band, you are told that you need to pay around 60,000 per semester. And bursary for MP is only 5,000. How will you survive? You won't survive. And sometimes you are going to university, you are not even sure if you are going to get that support, that help from government. And your MP is giving you 5,000, your MC is giving you 5,000. Are you going to get it? So the best thing is consolidate this money to one kit for education. Then education should be free from primary to university. That one, everybody will get a chance to go to university. Yeah.
Wow, that is nice. It's hot, but it's nice. Okay, the current politics, the state of politics in the country, we have seen it's really burning up. We don't know who is who. We really don't know what is happening, but we can see the same criteria that was between Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto. It is repeating itself, or is it a curse? You know, my mom told me when something is repetitive, it's a curse. So how do you perceive the political marriage, or is it, can I say political marriage, or the marriage between Gachagua and Ruto, and what implication do you think it has for ODM and the broad opposition?
Thank you so much. I don't know whether it is a curse, but I think it's a curse, because if something negative repeating itself, then that is a curse, of course. It was during former president Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto. It was unfortunate that Ruto said he will ensure that his deputy will not be intimidated again. But again, we are seeing, I even wondered that the other day, Gachagua said that he was removed by a junior officer from the State House WhatsApp group. Two, he said that he was abused at the airport by a senior government officer, somebody of a caliber of a deputy president. That is very unfortunate. And you know that thing, it is bringing a very negative impact to the country, our economy. Because when Ruto and Gachagua were elected, they were elected on the basis of improving the economic status, political status of our country. And what we should be getting from them is telling us on how they are prepared to ensure that Kenya works, is a prosperous country. Our economy is very poor. Right now, even our economy is not doing well. But imagine, we are being diverted. Instead of discussing how to make Kenya better, we are discussing the differences in marriage between Ruto and Gachagua. At the same time,
these are just PR, politicians. Even Ruto used the same criteria in the last 7 years ago. He used the same criteria that Gachagua is now using to be voted to get into State House. Do you think they are using the same game?
Yeah, there are two things here that you see now, right now. It is said that Baba is in bed with Ruto. That is what he said. Okay. And as Baba is going to AU, he might get it or not, come back. But in political we have strategies. One thing might be that we are being fooled, that now the government has failed the people. So you, my deputy, let us assume that the marriage is not working, so that you can go back and consolidate your support base. Yeah, so that you get sympathy from your people. So that when the right time comes, you now join me. When your support base is solidified. That is one strategy. Because of course, you know, everything they promised Kenyans, it is not working. Yeah, everything between the bottom-up economic model is not working. Yeah, so I think even central people are asking, our guys in the government, we are not getting it right. So I think one, they have sat down like what they did during Uhuru time when Ruto was told to go start early campaigns. So maybe Gachagua has been told, go start early campaigns, cry fall baby, then from there consolidate, then come up with a team. Or two, perhaps Gachagua is demanding so much. So Ruto has seen now that you're demanding so much. With Baba here, maybe he's trying to form another political formation for 2027. Because it is unfortunate that in Kenya here, the ruling party does not form government twice. Do you know that? Okay. Yeah, we started, once the president is out, it dies. It started from KANU era. When Moi was out of it, KANU died. It came to Kibaki, PNU. After PNU died. It came to Uhuru Kenyatta with what? It was between URP and TNA. It is no longer there. It came to Jubilee. Jubilee is not there. So even UDM might not see in 2027. Yeah.
What about ODM?
You see, ODM has not died, and ODM because ODM has not formed government. Okay. But once ODM will form government, the same criteria will follow. Okay. Yeah.
There's this boy that has been trending recently, a young man. I don't know if he's a father, not a, he's a young father. A young father. His name is Morara Kebaso. What is your take on his recent political moves? And how do you think it affects the opposition, as you are now in the opposition party, ODM, strategy, and the national political scene?
You see, talking about Morara, Morara is a good friend of mine. I know him. Two, Morara as a young man, I want to say is doing a good thing because all of us are patriots. We love our country, Kenya, and we should ensure that when you have time to fight for Kenya and make it better, you do it. So if Morara is coming out to ensure that is unearthing the wrongdoing of the government, some of the projects that the government is launching or relaunching and they're not working, that's a good thing. So I want to encourage Morara, one, to continue doing what he's doing. Yeah, it is a good thing. But now my question also comes that one, Morara was a good friend to Ruto. And even after Ruto, a good friend to Ruto, and in fact, even after Ruto had gotten it, the presidency, Morara used to go around in Kisii, campaigning with Ruto, when Ruto was making such promises. Okay. So I don't know what has changed, that today Morara is saying Ruto...
He's getting mentored. If he was the president, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so those are also some of the things maybe can be told, you go outside there, get us another base, so that when time comes, you can join me. But no, another thing that Morara, I think, is not getting it right is Morara started it well. In fact, even some Kenyans and some people from abroad were supporting the process. But I think what Morara ought to have done, because he's a lawyer. Yes, Morara could have even taken some one or two projects that are not working to court. Okay. Yeah, because just saying it has not happened, and leaving, it is not helping us as Kenyan. Okay. So Morara as a lawyer...
What ones really used to quote it? Because lawyers say it does not happen.
I know, even, Morara is a lawyer. Okay. He can go, he take a case himself to court. Two, they are pro bono lawyers who can also take it up for the love of Kenya and litigate it in court so that we can know whether it is true or not. That is one. Two, Morara started it the other day. And before we get it right, Morara is saying he's going to register a political party. So it means maybe Morara is using this thing to get into politics. Okay. Yeah, because before everything works, you are registering a political party, you've started a political office, you want maybe vying for presidency. So it means we will say this thing was not out of goodwill. Okay. Yeah, you are just doing it because you have intended purpose. Okay. So it was.
Let me ask you, because right now we've seen people comparing him with President Ruto, Wanjigi, and there's another person who's trying to vie for presidency, I've forgotten him, and then Morara. Then people are being told, whom will you choose? And we've seen Wazee in Meru saying, They were really enjoying his presence. Even they were contributing money to him for fuel and all that stuff. The old was a war of our grandparents to us. They were really supporting and saying this is going to be our president. What is your take on that? Because he's just someone who isn't from anywhere, and then the president.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad thing. As a young man, you know, I must support my fellow young man. So it is a good thing if Morara actually has that goodwill of changing Kenya without having other hidden agenda. Then it is a good thing, because you know the government has failed almost everybody. This government is not working how we wish it will work in the broad-based system, but it has not been working. So if actually Morara would come with clean hands, for the benefit of the country, even me will still vote for him. I don't have any problem with that.
So he should vie for the seat?
If of goodwill and he should just vie. Young people should go to such seats. So as a young man, I will support him. I don't have any problem with that.
But in Kenya Constitution, it says it's supposed to be 35 and above, so that you can be on the presidential seat.
Maybe those such limitations, if they're in the constitution, they are bad.
By 2027, we never know.
He said he's 28 plus the remaining 2 years, maybe unfortunate.
Oh, he won't make it.
Make it. Yeah, but that is a bridge we shall cross when we get there.
Okay. You say that you are Babu Owino's public assistant.
Yes.
In the coordination of CDF.
Yes.
Following on the recent announcement, as the Babu Owino said is the chief of opposition now in Kenya. Due to we have seen ODM party being handed over to Anyang' Nyong'o, who is the party leader now, right?
Yes.
And Babu Owino doesn't have any position. People are really waiting. Where's this young man, the young one? You don't, let me not say the young one, he's a millennial, right? Where is he coming from? Which seat does he deserve? And another part, what do you think it means for ODM leadership and the party's approach to holding the government accountable?
So thank you so much for talking about Honorable Babu Owino. That is my boss. So as I said, he's a public assistant in matters of constituency development, and also running his office for youth affairs, sports and culture. So before I answer your question, I would want to say something about Babu Owino.
Okay.
Because you see, Babu Owino, as a leader, is a very hardworking leader. Okay. All the way from university when he was a Sony president.
Yeah, but he was a notorious leader.
You know, sometimes as a young man, you must sometimes be notorious so that you get it right. You see, and you see, Babu Owino is Babu Owino is a leader in Kenya who has been sworn in more times than even the president. Yeah, since from the university leadership almost 4 times. I've started from university as I'm coming, you see, and then the MP, you see, that this is the second term MP. When Babu Owino came to Embakasi East, most people could not believe in him. Okay. The reason being, he was somebody just fresh from university, so he was saying how will a young man of his caliber come and lead the people, because sometimes politics from the university is a bit different from outside politics. Okay. But once the guy got this seat for the last 5 years, he ensured that I got people's trust by ensuring that there's good road network in Embakasi East. You know, there's good schools, because the man prides himself in terms of education. Of course, I think he's the most learned member of parliament in Kenya. Most learned. So that's why he's ensured that there's schools built in Embakasi East, equal distribution of bursaries. If ask anybody around, they will tell you that Babu Owino comes himself, gives bursaries himself. Yeah, he's the only MP who can come to the ground, give people bursary forms and checks at the same time, from morning to evening. So he has surprised many people. Embakasi East has become a republic, a city within a city. So that one tells you that if Babu Owino is given a chance, probability of becoming governor is there, because we need to translate what happens in Embakasi East to the entire Nairobi city. And then maybe later, God knows, president for Kenya.